Hey guys, you're watching Jermaine Morgan TV live if you're watching this right now. And today we're going to talk about building a good quartet drive. Here's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're going to dig into all of that. So stay tuned. All right, so I wanted to come live on here today and talk about this thing. If you guys follow me on Facebook or Instagram, any of that stuff, I posted something yesterday talking about this song that I produced. I had the opportunity to arrange and produce this song for the Williams Singers. And if you guys are not familiar with the Williams Singers, do yourself a favor and look up the Williams Singers. As a matter of fact, I should have got some artwork for this album, but the name of the album is Quartet. Quartet by the Williams Singers, not the Williams Brothers, not to be confused with the Williams Brothers. Even though they are indeed Williams Brothers, the name of the record is Quartet by the Williams Singers. So look up that record, and I'll try to do a better job of having a picture ready next time. I didn't think to have the picture ready, but do look up that record, Quartet by the Williams Singers. Anyway, I wanted to do this breakdown of this song that I had the opportunity to produce for them called Been Born Again. Now, I've seen since the song came out, I think they dropped the record, I want to say last year. And since the song has come out, I've seen several people do covers of the song, playing to it, jamming out to it, as well as seeing the Williams Singers themselves post videos about the song. And it was really, really cool hearing them do the song live and hearing videos and all that kind of stuff. I've even seen where some church choirs have been doing the song. And so that was really cool to see that. But I wanted to kind of dig into the drive part of the song and talk about, use that as an example, rather, to talk about the quartet drive and how we can really build a good quartet drive. One of the things I drew from was my roots in gospel quartet music. And, I really dug a lot with my roots with trying to come up with a good drive for this song. So let's go straight to the drive and just kind of see. Well, let's back up before I get there. Let's back up. I want to, just kind of, I have the instrumental here, no vocals, but this is instrumental. So let's talk about what I did, just kind of building the way up to this drive. All right, so let's break this down piece by piece with what I did. I'm not going to do a full breakdown of this whole song, but I am going to break down some stuff section by section that I did. Now, first things first, when it comes to a gospel quartet drive, the drums and the bass, well, all of it is king, but that drive for the drums has to be there. So let's break down what the drummer is doing in this song. So I'm on speed to the drive, because these are the things we're looking for and we want to build off of when it comes to just gospel quartet drives in general. We're listening to what those drums are doing. So I'm gonna go to the drive section, just let you hear the drums. And this is not mixed, by the way. These are raw files, right? All right, I'm gonna pump this up just a little bit more for my sake. All right. Right. So that's your drive, like in the Vamp, I'm playing over that. I think I was doing. So like that whole thing right there. So we're like, that's your foundation in terms of the drive. You hear the drums are not moving from that. And that's what we mean by drive and gospel quartet. It's like it's a straight beat. You're on the snare is hitting on the 2 and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like your kick, 2, 3, 4, and that's all you got right there. It's just straight, right? Nothing fancy, just a straight drive. another thing about a drive is going to be really, really repetitive. So you're going to have all that kind of stuff that's happening. And I see you guys in the comments. Feel free to comment. I'll respond to you. I'm going to try to keep this video short, but so Scarabi, what's up, man? Should I grab my bass to rehearse with you right now? Sure, man. I'm just breaking down what I did for this song again, and just showing you guys just piece by piece how I put it together. Some of it how I put it together, mostly focusing on the drive. So going back to that intro part, which you heard. Church View, I appreciate you. Said that bass sounds wonderful. I appreciate that. So like right there, the intro, we're going. So this song is in the key of C sharp. So we have that. We're on the 4, where we're going to that F sharp, walking down to that E, and then we have that real back to that 1. And so the thing, I made a trade-off in this song. Like, and here's what I mean by that. I chose to play a 4-string bass on producing this song. It just had a thing about it for this particular song. I don't know why. It's like my trade-off is like, okay, I'm giving away that low B, so I can't get my low C sharp on this song. But the feel of the song just felt better with a 4-string. And I don't know how to explain it. It just felt better with a 4-string. So what I ended up having to do was when I was hitting that 1, I was doubling up. I was playing the 1 and the 5 at the same time on like the stabs and stuff. So I was doing that. You can hear that. So let me play the original bass where you guys can hear that in context. And I encourage you to go listen to this original song. But here it is right here. Just the original bass. Yeah, it was quick. So that's the first part of that bass line. Right? So it's like, it's really, really fast the way it happens in there. So you can kind of get away with that if you don't have that low B string to grab like those low notes. Even when you're playing songs, you can kind of, I ain't saying you gotta, stab it like that, but you can still use doubling up with that root and the 5th. Kind of gives you the illusion of a low B, like not a low B, but you know what I'm saying, of a lower register of that same note by doubling up on that. So I meant the low B string, but that would be our low C sharp. So doubling up on that would give us the illusion of that low note. So in your mind, you're kind of filling in the blanks, because it's like, even though I'm not playing a low C sharp there, you kind of hear it. So let's play it in context. All right, let me unmute everything else. So that, just to break down that groove for anybody who's interested, if you got to play this song with your church or something, again, what I'm doing. So I'm going, doubling up on that root and that 5th, catching the octave, right, to the flat 7, straight down. So I'm using like that minor pentatonic. Basically all I'm using to build that groove off. Right? So I'll do that again slow. So what I would advise you to do, because this is live, is go back in the replay and slow this down so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Watch this video over and over and over again, because it's going to help me in analytics as well. But go back to this section and play that over and over again. So, and I am tuned standard for this song as well. So what I'm doing there, and that little line there, you can use that for so much other stuff. That's the thing, like, I wanted to just kind of bring out about gospel quartet music, because if you don't play that music, you might like, Jay, I don't even play gospel quartet. But the foundational things of quartet can be used across the board, almost in any genre of music. Like if you was playing funk or something like that, that line works in funk too. So if we have a different drum group, and don't worry about this. Like, you can hear I'm playing it really, really sloppy. With this type of groove, because it's funky, even though it's gospel quartet, don't worry about the sloppiness of it. It's like a little sloppiness is okay, because that's also part of the feel. Everything don't have to be crystal clean, you know. And if you just take that little groove and work on it and work it into your vocabulary, that's going to make some stuff funky for you. And I know what the question is, can I only play this in C sharp? No, you can play it in other keys too. So if we move up to D and do this. Take it up. Take it up. And notice there, I caught that. It can get real gritty, real funky. So, So yeah, so that, I mean, it's pretty much the same line that's happening over and over again. So moving on through the song, we got that. Let's see here. That's pretty straightforward. Walking up to the 4. And then the line. I think that's how we get out of it. Let's see. Now, the only thing about songs like this, when you get to those lines, you want to make sure that those lines are really, really clean if you're going to add them. Like, especially with a more modern quartet group like the Williams Singers. Yeah, that groove can be a little, sloppy, so to speak. When I say sloppy, like still keep it tight, but everything don't have to be like really, really perfect. But when we get to that line, we want to make sure that that's clean, because the whole band is playing it together. Like that. So what we're playing there. So right there, we're building that off of that C sharp major, playing that major pentatonic all the way up to that, right to that flat 7, and then we're coming back down, right? It's like a lot of blues stuff that's happening there, like minor blues. 2, 3, right? Right? A lot of this stuff I won't be able to do the whole thing because we are live and I'm trying not to be on here all day. So hopefully you guys can fill in the blanks with some of this stuff. No edits for me. Right? That's the line again. I'm going to do it one more time so when you go back, you can watch it slow. All right, there we go. So that's how we get to the next section of the song. Just good old funk right there. So right there, just playing that C sharp octave, walking up to that 6, from the 5 chromatic up to the 6. That's something you can use in almost any funk type of groove. So right there, I'm catching that minor third. 5, half step to the 6, minor third, back to the 1. So that in context, let's go back and get that. Special. So right there, we're going back to open E, F sharp, to that G sharp, back to the 1, back to that groove. So let's go back. And if you wanted to, you can catch that little synth line. Let's go back. I want to get that. So right. Oh yeah, straight minor pentatonic. I gotta think different because I'm on this 4. On all that is straight minor pentatonic all the way down. And it's gonna be in your best interest when you're doing that to get back to the root that you were playing up here if you want to keep that same pattern that you had earlier. I'm stumbling on this. Yeah. Oh, I guess that one would be easier. Just to keep, the only reason why I'm not going down like that, I want to keep a easy shape for me to get to that 1. And Big Saul Productions, love the song, had no clue that you did it. Man, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you love it, man. It's always great to hear that people enjoy the music that you create. Absolutely. All right, so moving on with that, let's get to the next section because I'll stay in one place and live there for a minute. Let's see. I forgot about that. Hold on. So all that is going to that 4, 5, minor third, 1, open E, 4, 5. Let's see how else I got out of there. I'm literally going through this song real time for you guys. I didn't mean to break this much down. I was only going to focus on the ending, but since you're here, I knew somebody was going to ask me about it, the other sections of this song. So it's on record that I showed it. Okay. So that's what I did. So 4, 5, minor third, 1, open E, 4, 5, and I slid into that 5, back to the 1, and back to the groove. So we went right back into that. So let's get that whole thing into context. Forgot where I was. Okay, so there we went down to that flat 5. Simple enough. We walked down from that 6, chromatic down to that flat 5. That's all we did right there. And so that's pretty much the whole front section of the song, and then we get to the Been Born Again. Okay, yeah, and everything's just pretty much the same. We just have a couple of licks in there, and now we're getting to the one of my favorite parts. I mentioned on the post that I put up yesterday, there was 2 parts of the song that were like my favorites, and I mean I love the whole song. Don't get me wrong, but these 2 parts here, this section, I think is because it kind of breaks up the monotony of what we're doing the whole time. This one goes a little bit more major right here. All right, so now that's leading into the drive. So all we're doing there, so we're basically going to E major. So we like playing off that relative major, minor, whatever stuff. Yeah, some in that neighborhood right there. So let's see if I can put this all in context. Again, I'm playing this real time. I don't think I've played this song since I produced it a long time ago. So it's something along that lines. So we have. So basically, you kind of playing off that C sharp minor. So right there. So instead of ending up on that C sharp minor, we're gonna go to that E instead. So it's all relative. So again, we're playing off of that C sharp minor down to that E, to the A. So when we go to the A now becomes our 4 because we're in the relative. Hopefully this don't lose any of my newer beginners. Anyway, but we're going to that A. It becomes our relative 4 now. And to keep it simple, just for that section, you can think of it as the 6. Like we're in the key of E. For that section, we go to the key of E. And so that C sharp becomes our 6. To the 1, 3, 4, 4, 3, 6, 1, 3, 4. I'm just giving you the roots. 6, 1, 4, 4, 3, 6, 1, 4. And so that's literally all we're doing over that section. So it just feels really good. So let's loop that and play with that a little bit. See if I can do this. I don't know if it'll let me do it this way. Okay, let me make my loop a little shorter. That's what I can do. All right. I guess again a reason why I liked it because it's just so many different places we can go with that. And let me get to that last part and then I'll come back to the point I want to make with that. So we come out of that and then we go here. So back to that C sharp, E, walking back to that 4 of C sharp, C, C sharp, E, F, F sharp, dun, dun, bum, bum. And then we're going to the drive now. This is the part we've been trying to get to right here. All right, let me put the original bass in there so you can hear it. Hold on, I gotta move that. Y'all like that drive? Let me see some thumbs up for that drive, just on the drive. Yeah. All right. So that's pretty much the whole drive right there, the vamp that we get to. So all that is. So we're playing that C sharp, open E, 4, which is the F sharp, chromatic up, back to that flat 7, right? I'm just telling you this, you can play it on a 5-string, but this song, it feels better. Even when you're playing it, it feels better, in my opinion, on a 4. Now I can pull a 5 out and play the song just fine, but it just got a thing about it. It feels a lot better, in my opinion, on a 4. So we got... Now, you can't tell me you can't play that in a different song other than Quartet. That's why, again, this gospel, and guys, that's pretty much the whole song, like, other than the fact we go back to that little special section, and then we go back into the drive again, and it just keeps repeating back and forth. And I think the only thing that I didn't break down, I'll get this, and I'll go back and make the point I was going to make earlier. I'll get the outro. So the outro is kind of crazy. Let's see. All right. That's the whole outro. Literally, it's just the way we played it sound like it was more than what it was. It's a triplet that we're doing. So we're going straight down with that minor pentatonic, that C sharp minor pentatonic. But we're starting on the 4. Right? So it's straight down. I just got to remember how I did it. Let's go back. Yeah, just the way you do simple stuff can make all the difference in the world. So let's do it. All right, so again. All right. So it's basically a lot of triplets. So we're going. Right? So we're like landing on it. 6, 4. Right? So we're doing that minor pentatonic all the way down to the 6, and then we'll end on the 4. And it's just a lot of triplets in between. I know it sounds like a whole bunch of stuff, but that's literally all it is. So remember, like using your pentatonics, you don't always have to start on the root. I started on the 4 and descended all the way down to my 6. And then I went to the 4, but I used triplets to get there. So what that sounds like is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Whole thing again, and just slow this video down. The whole song, right? That's the whole thing. That's it. And just if anybody is interested, I played everything on this song except for the drums. Shout out to my guy Colby Strouder, who came in and crushed this song. So yeah, that's what I wanted to break down to show you guys. So what is the benefit to you if you don't play gospel quartet with learning this stuff, learning gospel quartet? Well, number one, I would say I've heard growing up all my life, like there's nothing like gospel quartet foundation. There's nothing like it. If you have the opportunity to like kind of learn this genre of music and really get it up under your hands, like it builds a really, really solid foundation. Because the thing about a quartet drive, one of the key elements that I was going to mention earlier, 30 minutes later, about a gospel quartet drive is the consistency. It disciplines you. Playing gospel quartet music disciplines you to stay in the pocket. Now, this song with the Williams singers, because they're more modern as it pertains to gospel quartet, you have a little bit more room to move around, like a lot more of the gospel quartet music now. But even in moving around, there's a consistency that doesn't move. If you go back to this section here, like with the drive, I'm going to loop this section. You're going to hear like the longer I stay on that drive, the harder the song drives right here. Right? So like the longer I stay on that particular thing, it just keeps getting better and better. And like the harder that, you know, that those drums drive and everything, it makes me think about, I mean, like in terms of the similarities with gospel quartet, with the drives they share with funk, like that one is very strong. Like those, like hitting on the one is really, really strong in gospel quartet drives. And it teaches you the discipline of staying one place and making that really groove. Make that groove really be heard. You don't have to be moving all over the place. I think one of the things that we can kind of get into with bass players nowadays, because everybody has chops, everybody can play, everybody, you know, can rip and run all over the place. Sometimes we lose the essence of playing the foundation, and the foundation is where it's at. Don't get me wrong. I like the solo. Y'all see that six string sitting over there? I like the solo with the best of them, but when it comes to me as a producer, when it comes to me just being a bass player, I also equally love the foundation and the work that I get to do on the foundation side of things, especially when it comes to gospel and gospel quartet music. It's just a really, really strong foundation. So I want to make mention of this as well. If this whole thing that I'm talking about, this whole concept of gospel quartet is foreign to you, but you're interested now, you want to get into it, you want to know more about it, I have an instructional where I teach this stuff on my website, and I think I have a link here for you guys. There's an instructional where you can go, and I got it. It's already in the description, if I'm not mistaken. But if you're interested in learning more about gospel quartet, I literally have an instructional where I kind of give you the foundational elements of gospel quartet. I got a few songs that are gospel drives. They're not as busy as this song, so don't if you're new, don't worry. Like, you ain't got to be scared. They're not as busy, but at the same time, I'm going to show you these foundational things. I really kind of dig into some of the stuff that I don't really have time to get into on this particular video. But if you want to know more about how to play gospel quartet music, because it is, in my opinion, is very, very vital to your foundation as a bass player. And you'll notice a lot of the bass players you admire come from that gospel quartet background, or some kind of way these guys always find their way back to gospel quartet. And I'm not saying if you can't play quartet, you're not a great bass player. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that it's something to be said about a cat that came out of gospel quartet and went into like other genres or other parts of music. There's a different foundational element about their playing that's noticeable than most other bass players. It's just, it is what it is. So, and I haven't heard really many skilled bass players that, especially across the gospel genre, I haven't heard many skilled bass players that would talk bad about gospel quartet, because they understand the foundational values. Even like when we talk gospel quartet, we can even look at its influences on people who are not necessarily playing gospel, but people like Pino Palladino. When we hear the stuff that he did with D'Angelo, the stuff that he did with John Mayer, and I mean, we ain't even getting into the guitar stuff. But you know what I'm saying? Like, those foundational elements that you hear there in that music are derived from gospel quartet music. So if this is something that you don't know, I encourage you to learn this stuff, because as you've heard in this demonstration, there are so many different things we can take away from this that can be added to funk, that can be added to gospel, that can be added to soul, be added to so many other things. Even when the stuff you was hearing what James Brown was doing. I mean, all we got to do is, change the beat of it, and you literally have a gospel quartet groove with a James Brown groove, right? So I'm just letting you guys know it's everywhere in the music. You might not recognize that's what you've been hearing, but even a lot of the neo soul stuff that hit really big in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, all of that stuff, for the most part, is kind of inspired by a lot of gospel quartet music. So I encourage you, again, to learn this stuff. If you don't already know it, you don't want to take my course, that's fine. But I encourage you to go learn it somewhere, because those foundational elements that you take from learning gospel quartet is going to make a big difference in the foundational makeup of your playing, for lack of better words. All right, so let's check out a few of these comments before I jump off of here. Luciano, if I'm saying that correctly, hey to you, man. Who is that? I'm missing all kind of folks. Let me go back. Somebody says, I love that you had no clue how you did it, but I hear you all through it. Oh, I'm sorry. I read that completely wrong. I read that earlier. Sorry about that, Big Sal. I see what you're saying, but I now hear you all through it. Okay, I guess this is pentatonic scale. Yep, it's all pentatonic scale. Is that bass stock or mod? This bass has been modified, but not in the electronics. Aesthetically, it's been modified, but everything for this 4-string bass is stock. Jonathan, what's up, man? Ken, he said, when you got that look on your face like something you just smell ain't right, you know the drive is good, or you need to move away. Yeah, you know that drive right when they make that little frown on your face like something stank. So let's see here. Who else did I miss? I think that was pretty much everybody. Also, really like the bass I play in church. Good stuff, man. Glad to hear that. I didn't want to be on here super long, but I did want to come on here and break down this song. So if you didn't know, I did the Williams Singers, Been Born Again on the Quartet. Was it Quartages? I'm sorry, Quartages album. Look it up on YouTube. Go buy it, download it, whatever you need to do. But go take a listen to that song. So yes, that is me playing that song, and I just want to break down what I did, how I did it. So if your church ever has to do it, now you know how to play it. You can come here and get all the breakdown and everything for this song. So I hope this was helpful to you guys. If it was, be sure to share this video with somebody. And if you're not already subscribed to this channel, be sure to turn on my notifications. That way you don't miss any videos. Like today was a pop-up live. You never know when I'm going to do stuff like this, pop up and just break down some stuff for you. So you want to make sure you don't miss that stuff. So turn on my bell notifications if you don't already have that on. And that's pretty much it, fellas. I will see y'all on the next one. I'm out. Much love.